Programmed cell death of activated lymphocytes is triggered mainly through the receptor FAS. When the antigen-specific lymphocytes are activated through their antigen receptors in an adaptive immune response, they first undergo blast transformation and begin to increase their numbers exponentially by cell division. This clonal expansion can continue for up to 7 or 8 days, so that lymphocytes specific for the infecting pathogen increase vastly in numbers and can come to predominate in the population. In the response to certain viruses, nearly 50% of the CD8 T cells at the peak of the response are specific for a single virus-derived peptide MHC class I complex. After clonal expansion, the activated T cells undergo their final differentiation into effector cells. These remove the pathogen from the body, which terminates the antigenic stimulus. When the infection has terminated, the activated effector T cells are no longer needed, and cessation of the antigenic stimulus prompts them to undergo programmed cell death or apoptosis. Apoptosis can probably be induced by several mechanisms, but one that has been particularly well defined is the interaction of the receptor molecule FAS on T cells with its ligand FAS ligand. FAS ligand is a member of the tumor necrosis factor family, TNF family, of membrane-associated cytokines, whereas FAS is a member of the TNF receptor family. Both FAS and its ligand are normally induced during the course of an adaptive immune response. TNF and its receptor, TNFR1, can act in a similar way to FAS ligand and FAS, but their actions are far less significant. All pathways inducing apoptosis lead to the activation of a series of cysteine proteases that cleave protein chains after aspartic acid residues and have therefore been called caspases. In the case of activated lymphocytes, apoptosis is initiated by stimulation of the receptors FAS or TNFR1. The ligands for these receptors are in the form of trimers, and when they bind, they induce trimerization of the receptors themselves. The cytoplasmic tails of these receptors share a motif known as a death domain, which is a protein-to-protein interaction domain. The adapter proteins that interact with the death domains in the cytosolic tails of FAS and TNFR1 are called FADD and TRADD respectively. These in turn interact through a second death domain with the protein caspase 8, which is a carboxy terminal domain of a procaspase. Binding activates the enzymatic activity of caspase 8, leading to a protease cascade in which activated caspases cleave and activate a succession of downstream caspases. And that's programmed cell death of activated lymphocytes is triggered mainly through the receptor FAS. Have a great day.